are now stuck here. The Leek branch is a dead end, we're at the end, and a tree is across the canal. So we're sort of trapped here, and hopefully the tree will be cleared before we need to empty our toilets. Boop, 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 bobbing along. Hi, we're Stuart and Emmie, and we're child-free after infertility. So we decided to change our life plans and moved on to a narrowboat. We're sharing our adventures here, and you're welcome to join us.
Day 3, stuck on the leak. Stuck by leak.
Well, not really stuck by leak. I mean, not day 3, because it only happened yesterday and we were here.
No, it happened the day before.
Yeah, but we didn't know we were stuck, so surely it starts from when we know we're stuck.
Day 2, stuck by leak.
Yeah, but we didn't know we were stuck till evening yesterday.
Day 2, stuck by leak.
Half a day.
Half a day stuck by leak. And already our group of survivors have turned to thoughts of rampaging and pillaging.
It's a rare sunny moment because it's been raining for weeks, it feels like. No, it's probably been a week. And we have a plan in place for the tree. Hopefully. We're hoping CRT will get rid of the tree and we'll be able to leave this week. But if not, we might try and remove it ourselves.
We've got a boat and a couple of saws.
But anyway, we're going to make the most of this sunshine because we're right near a lovely park. Oh, and I think there's a makers market in Leek today. Look at the colours. It's very muddy though. Ladderidge Country Park is 20 minutes walk from the centre of Leek and has woodland and hilly meadows with beautiful views over Leek.
Great view of the industrial estates.
The cows are lying down. That means it's going to rain.
Or they just fancy a lie down.
But it's like a saying that they lie down when it's going to rain to keep their patch of grass dry, I think. Looks like magic.
Yeah, it's been a really nice little walk. We're going to hoof it now, I think, into Leek town centre and catch the tail end of the makers market. It's a nice place to be stuck.
The Sunday Supplement Makers Market is on the first Sunday of each month in Leek. It's a wonderful mix of independent makers, arts, crafts and food. We fell in love with Leek this day, and I started drawing, so I'll pop a little Leek drawing preview at the end of this video. We've got some coal from Morrison's because we're stuck.
We're stuck without much coal.
Back at the boat with oatcakes and a new mug. We've loved being in Staffordshire so much, and this mug is just perfect. Look, there's a boat on it and the boat says fresh oatcakes on it. We love oatcakes. And there's some of the pottery chimney things, and inside it says there's no place like home. So that's a present for me from Stu, because I'm really particular about what mug I use. I have a favourite mug that I always drink my hot drinks from, and Stu has smashed my last 2 favourite mugs of choice. So there'll be no word about it again from me, because now I have my new lovely Staffordshire mug. It's bonfire night, so we've got some sparklers. Yay!
That's right.
I'm just enjoying it. You don't have to do one. Yay!
Yay! That falls in there.
Oh no!
Goodbye, sparkles.
Last one.
It's Monday morning. We're still trapped in. We're both working today on our own stuff. It's not the worst place to be trapped, is it? I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous around here. But we're halfway through our second cassette, and we are sort of starting to look at other solutions. We're thinking about maybe getting a bike. It's about half an hour bike ride back to the services apparently, which is actually not that far, but that's still half an hour with a full cassette strapped to a bike somehow. And then it's still, I know it's useful, I know a bike is useful, but it's still finding space on our boat for a bike. Don't know. So yeah, we're looking for solutions at the moment. It's probably the good way of putting it. We might also, I suspect, Emmie talked about going over to the tree and harvesting a bit more wood off of it this evening. So I suspect what we might start doing is just chipping away at the tree ourselves, try and get a lot of the bigger leaves and foliage off, I think, and then we could potentially look at bringing Annie round and sawing through the bulk of it while on the front of the boat, and then somehow moving the trunk aside. Should be fun. I think if this had happened last year, I'd have probably been having a bit of a meltdown about it. But the fact that it's happening this year, or like that we're a year into boat life, and just feeling so much more capable to just handle stuff ourselves, and just to go, well, this is a pain, but actually, you know, we know how to cope with a lot of this stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of fun in a way, finding ways to cope with it. Yeah.
We spent the day working on our own things, and then
there's a boat coming up the canal, so the tree must be gone.
CRT were on the case. Huge thank you to CRT. No alternative plans were needed. Good morning, it's Wednesday. We're still in Leek, but the tree has been removed because boats have come up here and left. We just decided to stay put because there's a bus from Leek to Stoke on Trent, so it was best to just take the bus from here than to rush to Stoke on Trent by narrowboat. So we're on our way to the bus stop now, and hopefully we can figure out how to use it.
It's got that horrible fine misty rain going on today.
Oh, forgot to say, the reason we have to go to Stoke on Trent today is because I booked a blood donation appointment, and it was difficult to move because it got all booked up. and I just want to keep donating blood even though I'm moving around the country and it's kind of difficult to plan it. So now that I made that appointment, I wanted to stick with it.
And it's a nice excuse to have a little wander around Stoke-on-Trent town centre, which we didn't really get to do.
Yeah, I'm excited for today. I always get confused about how buses are supposed to work in other places, because in London everything, it's always the same and you don't have to say anything, you literally just pay by contactless, and wherever you're going it's the same price, so you just beep as you get on with your contactless card. But like out of London, do you have to get a single? Do returns exist? How much does it cost? Do they take contactless? Is it cash only? Do you have to have a special thing? I don't know. There's no information either. We managed to get tickets, though even this info on the side of the bus was confusing, as that was only if you bought tickets online, which we couldn't work out how to do.
What happens quite a lot is we get to a street and there's a crossing and I go across the crossing and then I turn around and Emmie is miles away, even though she was just behind me, because she's obviously spotted a building or some buildings she likes the look of to possibly paint. It's mildly annoying, but it's also part of why I love her.
Staffordshire is historically famous for pottery production, and Stoke-on-Trent used to be 6 different towns that are now united, and the area is known as the Potteries. We popped into the Potteries Museum for a peep. The natural history section had great scenes set up. This one, with litter that museum staff had collected within the space of 1 week, was powerful.
My brother and I, because we were very close, and we had a day out at Trent. Went in Trent Park and we took a basket of sandwiches and
Yeah, you know, the traditional roast potato trolley.
There was just 2 rounds of bread and margarine, and between the bread and margarine, because you couldn't get that margarine down on its own. Was that horrible?
There's also a Spitfire here, because the man who designed it, Reginald Joseph Mitchell, was born in Staffordshire.
So, just dropped Emmie off at a blood donation. There is nothing around here. I can walk back that way a bit and get back to Etruria. But as I don't want to be very far away from the blood donation centre, I don't really want to go that far. One thing I quite like about Stoke, and particularly the canals, is you can see all these little, like this little offshoot here, this little loading bay offshoot here. You can see where there was, you know, there's a fairly modern office block, but there must have been something manufacturing here. You can sort of see the history everywhere in Stoke. This thing is cool. There's a nice level of detail in there. It's been made to look like it's been forged and then ground smooth, which I'm guessing it hasn't been, because it looks like this was welded, but it's a nice nod to the sort of industry of drop forge casting and essentially casting generally. And also there's these bollards that have that same sort of cast effect, and they have like actual drop forged tool shapes in the top of them. It's a nice detail. Well, I enjoyed my walk, taking in all the sights like the warehouses, the Toby Carvery, the dual carriageway, but now I'm back with Emmie at the donor centre.
Blood donated, all good.
All empty.
I find it best to eat as soon as possible after donating. A good excuse for a treat meal out. Oh. Is it good?
Very good.
What's your mouth? Feeling extremely happy with our food choices, we successfully took the bus back to Leek. Thank you so much for watching, we hope you enjoyed the video. Here's a peep at my first leek drawing, and I hope you'll join us next week as we head down the other branch of the Colden Canal. Hope you're enjoying a hot drink from your favourite mug, and Merry Christmas!